For the Brooklyn Nets here tonight, Frank, and they were down by as many as 26. They did cut this all the way down to 6 in the third quarter, but San Antonio was just too much.
Yeah, San Antonio is rolling right now. That's 11 straight wins for them. And I think the Brooklyn Nets, and we saw this last Friday against Oklahoma City, that's what they aspire to be. A team that's going to build through the draft, make smart trades, free agent signings, and build a winner. And right now, San Antonio, they seem to be a little ahead of schedule. But you mentioned in the pregame show, they've played Oklahoma City already 5 times this year because of the NBA Cup. They're 4-1 against Oklahoma City, who has the best record in the West, with San Antonio right behind them, and then they've already beaten Detroit. So they're 5-1 against the 2 top teams. So the Nets come in here on a losing streak. I understand that San Antonio was on the second night of a back-to-back, but this tells you that they have kind of the maturity and the know-how to want to build on that winning streak. How easy is it to say, back-to-back, they're looking ahead to playing the Knicks this weekend, and instead they come out and they play like this tonight? Really impressive.
This was Victor Wembanyama's second straight night of just 12 points. He did a lot of other things, and he is that deterrent that we talked about at halftime, but this was his second lowest output. Once again, last night 12 in Toronto, tonight 12. He had 9 earlier this season.
Yeah, and I think that's why you also have to measure him in totality. It's not just going to be about the scoring numbers. It's the impact that he has on the game. The fact that he's such a good passer, number one, and then really the impact he has on the defensive end, because he's challenging a lot of shots. So he came into the game averaging 2.9 blocks per game. That's best in the league. But that doesn't tell the whole story. The story is that he alters so many shots.
Right.
And you can tell his teammates like playing with him. And, you know, on the pregame show, we were talking about building a team and how difficult it is. And luck plays a part of it. Drafting the right players, being in a good position in the draft to draft a good player. But tonight, Wemby-Champagnie has 26 points for the San Antonio Spurs. He's 10 of 14. He's 6 of 9, 26 points. He went undrafted in 2022. He was with Philadelphia. He was with Philadelphia's G League team. So that means he's available for every team in the league. Where does he end up? With the San Antonio Spurs. Spends time with their G League team in Austin, Texas. And here he is tonight, you know, as a Brooklyn kid, father from Staten Island, has an unbelievable shooting night. So again, you don't, everyone's going to focus on, and if the Nets get a high pick this year, it's great. But there are good players everywhere. You got to find them and develop, and it looks like San Antonio's done that with Wemby-Champagnie. He only had 26 points tonight.
Well, New Year's Eve, he hit 11 three-pointers against the New York Knicks.
That's right.
And finished with 36 points in that game. And where are the Spurs playing next on Sunday?
So what are you trying to say? He's aware of where he's from, and he likes to play well against. You know, it's funny. I had a chance to talk to him before the game. He's such a nice kid, and obviously his father played for a good friend of mine who's the head coach at St. John's University for the soccer team. His father won the national championship back in '96, and he's got such a good spirit, and you could tell he was looking forward to playing tonight. And that could work one of two ways. You could also press and have a bad shooting night, but he was in a rhythm. And when you play with great players, and you know, if you go back to when the Nets had Kevin Durant, you look at how good everyone was, because the great player, they call it gravity now. Like, everyone on the court is drawn to him. So, and it's the same way with Wembanyama, and he's willing to pass out of the double team and get his teammates open shots. So if you're Wemby-Champagnie, you're thinking, I'm going to get a lot of open shots, a lot of open threes. My job is to hit them. Tonight he hit them.
All right, Frank, let's take a look at talking about good players. Michael Porter Jr., he had 8 points.
In trouble, but was able to get the loose ball, and he gets the right-handed dunk. He's a lefty player. He plays pretty calm and composed, Dylan Harper. So a lot of those young players, whether it's Wemby-Champagnie, Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle, Devin Vassell, it's like all different, high draft picks, undrafted guys, but the Spurs make it work. And you got to get lucky again, and you need that linchpin. And for the San Antonio Spurs, it's Victor Wembanyama.
So 11 straight wins for San Antonio. They inch a little bit closer to the Oklahoma City Thunder. How do you see that shaken out west?
Well, a big part will be, the injuries to Oklahoma City with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's out of the lineup right now. Same thing with Jalen Williams last night against Detroit. They didn't have Jalen Williams, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Chet Holmgren, Isaiah Hartenstein. Some of that, to me, is kind of managing their way through the regular season after you won a championship. I still think, and I like the San Antonio team, and I know that they beat Oklahoma City. If you're asking me in a 7-game series right now, I would still take Oklahoma City. The experience, I think, will go a long way.
All right, Frank, we're going to step aside, take our first break here on the Honda Nets post-game show, and we take a look at the Honda game summary. San Antonio with 36 assists tonight on 43 made field goals. That's the second most assists the Nets have allowed this season. They gave up 41 to the Chicago Bulls back on January 18th. San Antonio led by as many as 26. Nets 15 turnovers, leading to 19 points for the San Antonio Spurs. Moments ago, our Megan Triplett teed up the first question for Nets head coach Jordi Fernandez.
Jordi, what stood out?
In that third quarter, Michael Porter Jr. was 6 for 8. The rest of the team was 5 for 12.
Yeah, that was a problem. And then overall, he did have 25 points on 22 shots. And as Jordy pointed out, 9 field goals, 6 turnovers for Michael Porter Jr. So, overall, I mean, I think the media is kind of searching right there because, I don't think it's a good performance by anybody. I don't think it's, in losing to this team, I thought they got, for the most part, outclassed, and it was really on the perimeter. Because if you look at Victor Wembanyama, he was 3 for 9. You take away his 3 for 9, the rest of the Spurs were 40 of 78. That's a pretty good percentage that they shot at. So it was really, that was the issue. It wasn't like Victor Wembanyama came out here tonight and put up 35 points. They actually did a halfway decent job on him. I know that he's a willing passer, and they got him down for 2 blocks, but he altered probably 10. In the game overall, and Jordy talked about that afterwards. It's frustrating for the Brooklyn Nets because right now they're struggling to get wins. What's the losing streak up to now? 6, correct? And now you go up to Boston tomorrow. Granted, Boston just came off the West Coast trip. We know that the old adage about the NBA, your first game back home after a West Coast trip. Sometimes the team could be a little flat, but they need a win to kind of get their confidence back because right now, it's you can tell they're starting to waver a little bit.
Unless your head coach is Joe Mazzulla and he has that scowl on his face constantly, then you might play well when you come back from the West Coast.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to step aside, take another break here on the